What's going on, Internet? My name is BlackLightAttack, and today we are playing a very silly game. This is called War Inc. And War Inc. is a free game on Steam. You can get it, and it's a third-person Call of Duty with about half of the features in Call of Duty cut. It's kind of silly. It is in beta. It's not done yet, but there's just so much shit missing from the game. There's no music. It seems like half the things that should have sound effects don't have sound effects. The sound effects in general are really terrible, and it just overall feels very incomplete, which it technically is. But one thing that's kind of fucked up about that is that even though it's still in beta, they're still charging people for microtransactions. So they're taking money for a game that isn't yet complete. I don't like it. That rubs me the wrong way, man. I don't know about you guys, but that pisses me off. But, I mean, you don't really have to pay for anything, so you can't get too mad. And really, it's War Inc. Like, look at this game. If you die in this game, you can't even get mad because they're just like, it's War Inc. Why would I get mad? But I'm going to leave you guys to watch the gameplay. You guys will know what's going on just by watching it. It's exactly like Call of Duty almost. So if you ever played a Call of Duty game or watched a Call of Duty game, you know what's going on. And, while that's going on, I'm not going to be talking about the gameplay at all. I'm going to be answering the questions from last time. Last time in my last TF2 video, I asked you guys to send me in your questions, and I will answer anything, do a little Q&A. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be doing the A part of that, and you guys can go ahead and watch this. Some things to be aware of in this. Sometimes the XP number doesn't pop up when I kill somebody. So if you see that little red like calling card at the bottom, that means I killed somebody, not necessarily numbers. Also, you'll see me pick up a sniper right at the end of the game. Look at the idle sway on that shit. It looks like you're on a fucking boat. It's like it's like the idle sway from the sniper rifle in Hitman on the original PS2. It's just so bad. I actually snipe a teammate just to see if I can hit anything with it. And I didn't see anyone else around. But again, who gives a shit? It's War Inc. So anyway, let's get right into this. So first question is from Frizz, and he asks, what is your favorite game of all time? This is a repeat question, but my last question and answer was like months ago, and I think I had like a fourth of the subscribers I do now, or maybe half. So there's a lot of new people who probably haven't heard all this yet. So the answer to that is Final Fantasy VII. Hands down, Final Fantasy VII. My favorite game of all time. I actually have a Final Fantasy VII tattoo, and I'm not ashamed to admit that because I'm a huge fucking nerd and I embrace that. When I think I was 12 when it came out. I had just gotten a PlayStation 1 and I brought it home. And when I was a kid, I loved to read. So, like, you know, when you're a kid, a lot of people don't like, a lot of younger people don't like RPGs. A lot of older people don't like them either because there's all this reading involved. And, you know, fuck that. Well, these days it's because they're literally movies that occasionally allow you to play a game in the middle. But back then, the problem was there was too much reading. I love to read, so it gave me shit to read. And I was playing video games at the same time. It was like two of my favorite things. So, I ended up just loving the story, all the characters. Still didn't totally understand what was going on until I was older, but it was fucking fantastic, phenomenal game. If you're in the younger generation and you never got to play Final Fantasy VII, it's available for $15 on the PlayStation 3, and it is the best $15 you'll ever spend. You have my personal recommendation for that. If you like RPGs, you will love Final Fantasy VII. Some people prefer other Final Fantasies, but that's my personal favorite. Next question. Construct17 asks, do you plan on buying Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and or Street Fighter X Tekken, and what's the status of Street Fighter 4? Well, as for Ultimate Marvel, yes, I'm going to buy it. I hate myself. I hate to say it. I'm going to buy it. They put Phoenix right in the game. I actually am probably going to buy it used from GameStop, so Capcom doesn't get my money. Because I'm really pissed that they're doing this yet again, and they're using the tsunami as an excuse. Like, well, we were going to put out DLC characters more, but then the tsunami hit and blah, blah, blah. You guys released a game on hard disk when the tsunami was occurring. I'm pretty sure Arcade Edition was released when the tsunami hit. I mean, it was probably done before then, but I think it's bullshit that they're using the tsunami as an excuse. I think it's fucked up that they're doing that. And right now, Capcom is one of my favorite companies. I'm going to be honest. They're one of my favorite companies when it comes to designing games. When it comes to their business model, they're complete assholes. So I'm going to try to bypass them. As much as I hate GameStop too, I'm going to try to bypass them and neglect to give them any money by buying a used copy of the game. Street Fighter X Tekken, I will buy. New game, new franchise. I'm into that. Looks like a mix between the Versus series and Street Fighter 4, so I'm pretty happy. What's the status on getting some Street Fighter 4 on my channel? Probably not going to happen for a long time. I'm pretty much exclusively on PC right now. I haven't disowned my Xbox or anything, but I don't see myself returning to it for a little while. Let me play the PC thing. I haven't had an itch to play a fighting game in a while. That's the real answer. Once I feel it, though, I'll get back on it. Can't promise I'll give you Street Fighter 4 at that time, though, because I fucking blow at that game. Kynal Bop. He asks, favorite thing to do as a kid? That is a great fucking question. Video games is the obvious answer, but you guys all know that. I mean, well, you probably could have inferred that I like to play video games as a kid. It was definitely my favorite thing to do, favorite pastime. I've been playing video games since I could hold a controller. And yes, I got my start on consoles. Complain about it. But second favorite, I'll give you a more interesting answer. My second favorite thing to do as a kid was daydream. I was and still am to this day a chronic thinker. I am constantly, to a fault, immersed in thought. And actually, I get made fun of by my friends pretty often because sometimes when I'm talking to people, even in the middle of my own sentences, I'll randomly zone out because something occurs to me. And I don't think that makes me intelligent. I'm not saying that, I'm thinking all the time, I must be a real fucking Plato, I must be Voltaire. No, it's just the way I am. I'm not necessarily any more intelligent than the next guy, but I spend so much time just completely lost in thought, and I still do it to this day. And when I was a kid, I used to love just sitting and getting comfortable somewhere and just going off with my imagination just to completely different universes. I was a very strange kid. Actually, one of my teachers had this detention where she would sit you in front of a blackboard and put a dot. And when I was in 7th grade, I had this teacher. She would put a dot on the blackboard, and you had to look at the dot. And if you looked away from it, you got another detention. That was like the really, really bad detention for really, really bad kids. And I was kind of a dickhead in junior high, so I got it once. I had fun. I just sat there and daydreamed all fucking day and never took my eyes off that dot. And it was the quickest detention I've ever had. So good question. Great question. Next one though, SLDR asks, who do I watch on YouTube? To name a few, I just started watching Eat My Diction. Juggernauts I always watch. John and Andrew, of course. I love the guys on Respawn. Fuzzy Otterballs I just started watching. I don't watch him, so I can't really get into him because he only posts COD. Same thing with Thunder. I feel like there's more. I do watch Epic Mealtime. Epic Mealtime's fucking amazing, hilarious. There are others, but I can't remember them right now. Mass49 asks, why haven't you been on the KB Mod podcast? Because I haven't been invited, and I know next to nothing about PC gaming. Playing PC a lot, but I don't know anything about it. Strider Hoang asks, do you listen to game music a lot? Yes. I actually do. I think that music is one of the most important aspects of a video game, which is pretty funny that I'm playing War Inc. right now because War Inc. doesn't have any music in it, which is also weird because they have a music volume slider, but no music. Yes, I do listen to game music. Some of my favorite Final Fantasy titles, specifically 7, of course, had some of the best music. Final Fantasy 7's boss fight music was amazing, and Jet Set Radio, I just rediscovered that game, and it's amazing music. Had some of the best music of all time of any video game. So sick. Follow up, have you tried Spotify? No, I haven't. I don't know what that is. Kind of tying into that, Wumibo, W-U-M-I-B-O. Dude, you got a weird name. What kind of music do you listen to? I don't really listen to specific genres because I'm very selective in my taste in music. I can't really explain what it is because I'm not really musically adept, but an artist has to have something that really appeals to me. I've been getting into that like kind of spacey alternative music, like I don't know, The Naked and Famous and Florence and the Machine. I've been getting into them, but I'm also into like, you know, the harder rock stuff like Flogging Molly. I listen occasionally to classical music, even some country occasionally. Very, very rarely some country will appeal to me. Rap. Probably the only thing I don't listen to is polka, and that's just speaking genres. I only listen to a few select artists within each of those genres because they have to have that certain something that appeals to me. I really can't explain it. I'm Joe Cavs asks, who I just met via Andrew. What's up, dude? He asks, Battlefield 3 or Modern Warfare 3? Sorry, had to ask. That's okay. Modern Warfare 3 is pretty much out with me. I don't plan on buying it because I don't really play my Xbox very often anymore, and there's no dedicated servers on PC. And I already lived the horrible experience that was Modern Warfare 2 on PC, and it's shaping up to be the same thing. I guarantee it's going to be a hacker's paradise. Fuck Modern Warfare 3 in the ass, so Battlefield 3 wins by default. As a disclaimer, I'm not a Battlefield player. I'm trying to get into it, but I fucking suck at it. So I can't really say Battlefield 3 either, but it just wins by default because fuck Modern Warfare 3. Battlefield 3 looks amazing too. Like I said, I'm just not a Battlefield player. Plenty of Sweater asks, what's a few of your favorite TV shows? Currently, Breaking Bad. I just got back into that. I just started season 2. I'm trying to catch up because right now they're on season 4. And from what I've heard, it's still the best show on television. Highly recommend it. Favorite cartoon is Rocko's Modern Life. There's no debating that. Darrock99 asks, do you listen to dubstep? No. Next question. WizGFX asks, what made you start YouTube? I first started watching Sam 5000, and that grew to Hutch and John and other people. I've been watching some of these guys for well over 2 years now. John is one of them, which is one reason I fanboy out every time he comments or tweets about my videos. And I was watching those guys, and basically when I was watching them, I started thinking, well, what would I say if I had this gameplay? What games would I record if I had an HD PVR? And eventually when you start thinking of that stuff, you're going to want to do it. So I did it, and I haven't regretted it, not once. Neon6 asks, are you going to hold out on Street Fighter X Tekken until another version comes out later? They're probably going to do that. They might not, just because they have to go through Namco to do that because they're involving the Tekken characters, but no, I'm probably not going to wait. I probably should, but I'm not going to. Well, that does it from me, guys. The final score was Who Gives a Shit? It's War Inc. And I will answer more of your questions in the next video. Take it easy.